All right, what up, guys? You know what it is. It's Trainer Talk Tuesday, and we got a really good one here for you today. Thanksgiving theme, Trainer Talk Tuesday, and we're calling this one, You Could Have Your Turkey and Eat It Too, right? Something you probably heard said a million times, just not quite in that way. But that's what we're going to be talking about, ways and some tips around this Thanksgiving so that you can enjoy yourself and not feel as if you're starting to regress on some of the gains you're making or you're losing in on some of that progress that you've been making, however it is. So let's go ahead and get it busy.
Exactly, guys. You can really enjoy your favorite foods without overdoing it. So these are really just tips for conscious, healthy eating this Thanksgiving. The first one is going to be intermittent fasting. So if you don't know what intermittent fasting is, it's a period of eating and not eating. There are different time frames that you can incorporate this into your day. A very common one is to not eat anything until noon, and then from noon to 8 you have your eating window. And for a lot of people with Thanksgiving, this is going to be probably the best one to do because a lot of people start eating around that time and they kind of eat throughout the day or the rest of the evening. So intermittent fasting is just that. It's a period of fasting. So from when you wake up until noon, you don't eat anything. And then from noon to 8, you are having all the foods that you want. This is going to be really beneficial for you guys because you're not going to get an excess amount of calories in for the first part of the day. You're not going to get any in at all. And so this is going to allow more room for more calories that you have missed out later on in the evening, which I know you guys are going to want to do this Thanksgiving. So it's going to allow you guys to really eat more in a smaller time frame, and that's going to help you not overeat.
Right. So I guess I'm trying to think of a way to explain this a way for everyone to understand. Because even though I think that was great, I think maybe still there's some people out there that may not understand. So hopefully this can understand what we're talking about intermittent fasting. Basically what you're allowing your body to do is when she says not have an excess amount of calories, is you're trying to allow your body to use all those calories that you consume as fuel. So that way you're not having anything additional that is causing your body to build fat. One of the things that a lot of us do is that we kind of snack and we eat in small increments or sometimes large increments throughout the day, and you can get to a point in time where when you get ready to go and lay down and go to bed, all those calories you had just consumed, now they're sticking with you for that 6 to 7 hours, 8 hours that you're asleep, and then you get up again and you're eating again. So you never were in a position where you can work some of those calories off that you consume, allowing those calories to be used as fuel to build muscle instead of gaining more body fat. So when we talk about the intermittent fasting, it's a way for your body to consume less calories, even though you can get a lot from that 12 to 8 window. But then you're going a significant amount of time where you're still going to be moving around, even if you're not working out to the extent that you probably can or whatever the case may be, you're still allowing your body to burn up more calories by not bringing in as much, but allowing your body to go more time without it.
And I think that's a good point, guys. Intermittent fasting is great for everybody, but specifically people who are insulin resistant. And most people are insulin resistant, guys. This is like the precursor to pre-diabetes and being a diabetic. So if you can look down and you see your belly popped out, you're insulin resistant, okay? It's because of the amount of fat that you're carrying on the body. And as Nate mentioned, when you are insulin resistant, if you are carrying excess body fat and you're eating these small increments throughout the day, your body is actually burning the sugar. It's not burning fat. So that intermittent fasting is going to allow you to burn fat instead of sugar. So it's really going to start regulating your blood sugar levels, your insulin, your hormones. This is great for healing, but it's especially great for holidays or specifically Thanksgiving, where you're going to be consuming a lot of food in a short period of time. Now, everybody may not be ready for intermittent fasting. It's something that you may have to train your body to get used to. So if you are not ready to fast, okay, listen to your body, guys. Go as long as you can. Break your fast with fruit. But if, let's say, you take medication in the morning and it has to be taken with food, or if you get really lightheaded from not eating, again, guys, this is a form of insulin resistance, so that's something that we want to fix long term. But if you can't do it on Thanksgiving Day, then instead of eating a large breakfast or what you would typically do, only eat fruit or a mixture of fruit and low starch veggies. So low starch veggies are going to be things like broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, zucchini, Brussels sprouts, okay? These are the things that are going to help regulate your blood sugar levels and keep you feeling good without the crash later on. So guys, if you do need to eat, listen to your body and consume those foods only, because they are going to be high in nutrients but low in calories. So it's still going to give us a similar effect to what we are talking about with the intermittent fasting.
Yep, and there you have it, intermittent. I actually have a client who has started this over the last few days, but this is something that she has built herself up to, and it's kind of like, you know, how to get herself mentally ready to kind of go these long stretches of time without consuming anything, whereas she was a snacker for the most part, where she ate little snacks throughout the day. So like Marissa said, maybe everyone's not ready, but there are some things that you can do that's going to be a lot more nutritional for you, and it's not going to allow you still to put on an excess of calories. So moving on to number 2 here, something that you just saw in my hand, something we all need tons and tons and tons of, and that is going to be water. Drinking at least a gallon of water. We always talk about you want to consume at least about half of your body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 100 pounds, that means you try to consume 50 ounces of water a day. But at a time like this, where you're going to be consuming a little bit more calories, foods that are going to be more higher in those properties like that we talk about that are inflammatory, being the gluten, the sugar, you're going to have dairy, and also a lot of alcohol around this time. And mainly with the alcohol, ladies and gentlemen, you want to make sure that you are hydrating your body prior to you guys consuming that amount of alcohol. So that way, not only are you in a position not to pass out or have some negative reaction to it, but also your body can recover a lot faster. Your hangover the next day won't be as bad. If you're hydrated, you can still be a bit more functional as you start to recover versus just being downright and all out of it. So make sure you're consuming at least a gallon of water, half your body weight in ounces for most of you, but try to get a little bit more of that. That's why we're saying a gallon. That way we know that you are hydrated as much as you're going to need to be around this time of year, where you're consuming a little bit more of everything that we already do regularly.
Yep, guys, and with that gallon of water, it's perfectly paired with the intermittent fasting, because during that window of fasting when you're not eating, you should be drinking water. Mm-hmm. So you can get in at least half a gallon or even that full gallon of water, and if you get up earlier in the day, if you're not sleeping in too late, you can get that water intake in before you even start your Thanksgiving, guys. And we really want to do that for the reasons that Nate mentioned, but also because this water is going to help fill you up. And so it's going to make you less likely to binge eat and to just overconsume all these inflammatory foods and excess calories that we're talking about. So
yeah, and another thing too is the sodium content in a lot of foods. So that water is going to allow your body to flush it out, so you're not retaining as much. Because we always talk about with new clientele that additional 10 pounds that you're probably already carrying walking to the gym to start your journey, just because your body isn't properly hydrated. And once you do it, your body easily flush around 10 to 15 pounds out that is just water retention, because your body is so dehydrated and you're eating a lot of high sodium foods, meaning you got a lot of salt in a lot of the stuff that you're eating. So
yep, guys. And number 3 here, moving on, is get sweaty before you get stuffed. So again, during that time period where you're not eating, we want you guys to work out. Be intentional about your physical activity, about your movement, guys. And we are actually going to post a workout for everybody on Thanksgiving Day. So we'll make sure to get it posted early so you guys can get that into your calendar and be prepared for it. That's something that you can look out for, because we will give you guys a fitness routine that you can do at home, so you're able to, one, get in the right mindset, you're getting all that blood flow going, you're already burning fat because you're not consuming food during that time, as we mentioned, or you're consuming very low calorie foods, high in the nutrient department. So your body is going to be burning fat, which means you're going to be hungry, very hungry when it's time to eat. And your body's really just gonna soak all that stuff up. Even though they may not be the highest quality of foods during the holiday season, your body is just literally going to take it and it's going to use it as fuel because of all these things that we are mentioning now.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I was going to mention right off the back, is that you're going to break down a lot of muscle with that workout before you go in. And when those muscles start to regenerate, now they can use that protein and those carbs from a lot of this Thanksgiving food to actually help you even make gains instead of losing some of your gains. So get up, get a good hard workout in, get that gallon of water in at the same time. You can still be intermittent fasting. Notice how all these things are working together, and still be able to do all the things that you want to do and be able to feel good about it. So that way you don't have any negative or like any regrets about what you did for Thanksgiving. You know you got up and you earned that meal, and it always feels a lot better, if you ask me, due to my personal experiences. Because I'm going to get busy on Thanksgiving Day, but just like this morning, I'm going to get up and I'm going to put that regular work in, which is nothing, and then I'm going to go ahead and sit down and eat as much steak and shrimp as I possibly can.
Okay, guys, so there's a lot of physical benefits to these things, but then there's also that mental aspect, like Nate said. It's just like you earned it, and like mentally, that's going to help you guys so much. Like, okay, I got everything done that I needed to get done today. I feel good about myself. My body is feeling energized. Now I'm gonna eat. And that gets us in.
Also, real fast too, it allows you to be more disciplined, because mentally, like we talk about, your mind to be sharper, and it'll probably make you want to say no to that second or third round, or maybe even that first round of dessert. You maybe even only want to focus on some of the healthier options, like maybe you just eat some of, you know, mama's greens, and, you know, get some of Uncle Jerry's, you know, prime rib, or whatever it is that y'all doing for Thanksgiving out there. But you can kind of go into it thinking like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and eat something good. I already got up, I worked out, I've been doing all these things. It's only gonna help me get better. I don't want to mess that up. So you'll probably be in a mindset to not even want to make some of those decisions. It'll help you just be more disciplined mentally, and also less regretful.
Yep, guys, and when it comes time to actually eating that delicious Thanksgiving meal, eat your food slowly. Okay?
It's going to be hard for me to do.
Don't inhale it. Yeah, Nate loves inhaling his food.
I'm like a vacuum cleaner when Thanksgiving is around. Like
we
that.
are asking
I'm a vacuum
you
cleaner all the time.
to chew your food and to chew it slowly, guys. Okay? So there are studies that have actually been done that people who are overweight or people who have like weight-related issues tend to chew their food less than people who are at a normal weight. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So guys, take your time with it. Allow your brain to catch up. Allow your body to catch up with your brain. Or am I saying that right?
We want your brain and your stomach to catch up with each other.
I'm about to say, I'm thinking about this food. I said steak and shrimp, and man, if y'all know, we probably got the best steak maker in the world that's gonna be here making steaks for us this Thanksgiving. And I don't even know if it's steaks. I'm just calling steaks because I know that's what we normally like to do is steaks.
I don't know.
And I'm salivating at the mouth. But guys, take your time with it. Allow your brain and your stomach to catch up. Give that food some time to settle in your stomach. That way you're not eating too much, and then a few minutes later you start to feel overly stuffed, and then you can't even enjoy the rest of your night, and you can't even indulge in maybe some of the other things that's going to be going on without feeling like, man, I'm lethargic, I'm getting some heartburn coming on. Yeah, I'm feeling like it's coming up. Or just pass out too.
Yep, and this goes along with our last tip, which is number 5, which is you need to wait before you go back for seconds. And that's that whole like brain and stomach connection here. So it can take up to 20 minutes for you to feel full once you first start to eat. So have you ever heard the saying like your stomach is, or your eyes are bigger than your stomach? That's what we're talking about right now, is like oftentimes we see these foods that we have emotional connections with, okay? This is a huge trigger for a lot of people of stress eating and emotional eating during Thanksgiving time, because these foods can either give you happy memories or maybe even for some not so happy memories. And so we can go into this downward spiral of just consuming all this food because of how it makes you feel or those memories that it may trigger. So really guys, for Thanksgiving, wait. eat your first plate, chew your food slowly, and then give it some time to process, because like we said, it takes about 20 minutes, and I think it's maybe technically 7 minutes from your brain to send that message to your stomach. So like you're looking at it and your brain is like, wow, this food looks so good. This makes me so happy. I'm feeling good. I want to eat it all. And you eat it really fast. And then it takes about 7 minutes, I believe, you can correct me on that, for your stomach to be like, hold on, whoa, that's too much.
Are you guys in a meeting?
That's too much.
Are you in a meeting?
Yes.
I'm just waiting for AAA to come here. I'll be out of here in a minute.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry about that interruption, guys.
Oh,
but yes,
that's
there is a disconnect here.
I just didn't want to intrude on you.
All right, so there's a disconnect between your brain and your stomach, guys. So about 7 minutes where your brain is like, this food is so good, I want to eat it, but your stomach is like, whoa, I'm really stuffed. I may have overdone it. And that's why we want you guys to take some time in between, because that's really going to allow that communication process to be more in tune with each other, so you don't overeat, so you're not feeling lethargic, so you're not feeling overstuffed, so you're not feeling nauseous, or you have that acid reflux that Nate was talking about. It's really going to help avoid these symptoms.
Yeah, absolutely. So guys, another cool benefit of the intermittent fasting, how all these things tie in together and going those long stretches without eating, if you're familiar with eating competitions and things like that, you would think that you would want to wait before you eat the food, because you think that you would have more room and your stomach could be emptier, you want to eat more, right? No, what happens is your stomach actually gets smaller. So when you're doing an intermittent fasting, your stomach is going to shrink a bit over time, because like we already said, you're not going to be consuming as much food as often. So with that happening, your stomach is going to naturally shrink. And on Thanksgiving Day, when you get up and you work out and you wait up until that time where you finally start to eat that first plate, you're not even going to be in a position to be able to do that in the first place, because your stomach is going to naturally shrink prior to you going into having that meal. So if you go ahead and follow these tips throughout the day prior to it happening, you'll come to see that you'll be able to make the best decisions that is on this Thanksgiving and walk away feeling like you are able to make gains instead of losing them.
Absolutely, guys. So there you have it. 5 tips of how you can really enjoy your favorite foods this Thanksgiving without overdoing it. So quick recap here. Number 1, practice intermittent fasting. We suggest noon to 8, where that is your eating period, and any time before noon you are only drinking water, which is our second point, guys. You should be consuming about a gallon of water for Thanksgiving Day, because you're going to be eating a lot of foods and drinks even that are going to dehydrate you, and you're probably going to start off the day dehydrated anyway. Number 3, get sweaty before you get stuffed. So make sure to check out our business page on Never Settle Fitness Facebook here, right here, guys, or on our Instagram at Never Settle Fit for your Thanksgiving workout. Number 4 is you need to eat your food slowly, guys. So actually chew your food, enjoy it, don't inhale it. And number 5 is you need to wait before going back for seconds and let your brain and stomach have a chance to translate that communication process with each other, so you don't overdo it and get full too fast before your stomach realizes what's going on.
One more fact I gotta mention when we talk about eating the food less, I believe they say you're supposed to chew everybody your food around like 30 to 35 times.
I don't know the number, but it's something
it's somewhere
like
in
that,
It's 30 to 35, maybe 36, 37, something like that. So guys, that's what we mean. Chew your food up, break it down. That way you can even process better within your stomach and you're feeling less just bloated and everything like that, because you actually allow that food to be broken down to the smallest extent, and then you can even process and move past it later on. Better on. So chew your food slowly, allow that moment, allow your brain and your stomach and everything to catch up to itself before you just run back through the line again and again and again. If that is, you're trying to have a little bit more discipline and you want to have a better Thanksgiving without feeling like, you know, you're taking steps back or you're not following and continuing on the journey that you have for yourself, because we know the pressures of it that can happen from our peers and our families in this instance, where you're trying to do something completely different. They may not understand and they're trying to force feed you a lot of things. Try this, have this, and though you're used to having it this year, you probably just don't want to. So follow these tips, try to implement these things in, and see if you can have a better Thanksgiving this year and walk away feeling better than you did before.
Yep, guys, so let us know if you found this information helpful, and let us know in the comments, what is your favorite dish that you're looking forward to this Thanksgiving? So what are you really just gonna like indulge in? This is like what Thanksgiving is all about for you.
So for me, it's a combination. She hates her food, touch it and mix it. But for me, it's two things. And you can mix one of these items out depending on what time of year it is. This year is gonna be sweet potatoes / yams mixed with macaroni and cheese. Oh my God, that combination. And you could also, during the summertime, mix those yams with baked beans, barbecue baked beans. I'm pretty sure in the comments, let me know if you'd have had that, because I bring this up. A lot of people know about it. She can't relate to it. Barbecue baked beans, mac and cheese, sweet potatoes, yams, mac and cheese. Oh my gosh. So the greatest combination in American food history, I'll tell you that much.
And
the greatest combination.
And if you're not a psycho and you eat your food like a normal person, which is just by one item at a time and not mixing food together that's not designed to be mixed together.
There's a totally good argument that people who eat their food in a particular way like you are the true psychos. And people who just let it go, because it's all gonna mix in your mouth and stomach anyway, right folks? So what are we going so hard for, trying to keep the food from touching on the plate when it's gonna touch once it's entered into your mouth?
Because we are the superior animals on the planet.
Oh, so that means you gotta have some type of
like
class and just...
And that's not just class, it's just we're smarter. We're superior. We don't just slop our food together.
Now, see, this conversation, this is going to carry on. Guys, that was Trainer Talk Tuesday here.
Yeah, we'll
implement
end this
these
debate
tips.
later
Hit
on.
that comment section and let us know what is your favorite dish or dishes to mix if you're more like me. And we'd love to go ahead and see about it and talk about it. And we'll see you here next week, same time, same place for your Trainer Talk Tuesday.
Yep, guys, we love you. And as always, never give up.
Never lose hope.
Never
settle. All right. Have a good one, folks. And happy Thanksgiving. If you're celebrating it a bit early due to travel, I know it can be different for all of us, but happy holidays.